Here's a short video about using the calculator to work out the correlation coefficient for bivariate data. So here we have some bivariate data. These might be height and weight, shoe size and hat size, French exam score and maths exam score, so on. The first thing you have to do is set your calculator. This is a setting you only ever have to perform once unless you reset the memory on your calculator. So we go to Second, Catalog, and we scroll down to a function called Diagnostic On. So if I hit the D button here, it gives me a shortcut, takes me down to the D functions. Okay, so we hit enter once to select that function, and then hit enter again to execute it. So that's done. Never need to do that again. Now to enter the data, we go to Stat and Edit. Now I've pre-entered the data here, but all you need to do is type it in and hit enter after each row. Now to find the correlation coefficient, we go back to Stat, and we want to do some calculations, and we want to find the line of regression. So we scroll down to line of regression. List 1 is the data which contains our x values, list 2 is the data that contains our y values. If you've entered them in different lists, obviously you need to change this. The frequency list should be blank here, because each data point only turns up once. And all we do now is scroll down to calculate, and here is our line of regression. Y equals ax, so a is the gradient, which is minus 8.93 to 3 significant figures, plus b, so b is the y-axis intercept of our line, which is 19.5 to 3 significant figures. The correlation coefficient is minus 0.93, and the coefficient of determination is 0.868, 3 significant figures. If you want to see that on a graph, you can do it easily. We need to turn on a stat plot, so we go to Second, Stat Plots, and let's turn one on. So we want it just as data points, the x values from list 1, the y values from list 2, that's all fine, so I just say turn that on. Remember to turn it off again otherwise, or you'll start to get error messages. I go to Zoom, and I scroll down to number 9, which is to set the zoom automatically to the statistics that you've got. And there is my data there. Okay. If I want to, I could go back to here now and enter the equation of the trend line, which we've just got from the linreg function, on top of that, so it would show on top of my trend line, on top of my stat graph. And finally, of course, as I've just said, once you're finished, remember to go back to stat plot and turn it off again, otherwise it will start to give you error messages when you plot functions.